Hi everyone. This is my first YouTube video of myself. Trigger warnings are depression, PTSD, violence, autism. I don't know. I have level 2 autism, so that's kind of why I'm gonna talk in a weird way or not look at the camera or phone even. I'm not gonna edit this because I don't know how to edit. Even like the lighting is off because it ran out of battery. I don't have a microphone, so you're gonna wanna bump up that volume. So the reason I am making this video is because I've run out of options. There's really nothing I can do or that really anybody else can do that can help me in any way. So this is kind of like my last resort to I guess advocate for myself. But I don't know if anybody's going to watch this or if anybody is going to care at all. Maybe people will watch this, maybe one or two, and then leave some hateful comments. But you know what? I'm willing to risk it, mostly because I'm probably never going to watch this again. I literally just recorded the first 2 seconds just to check if audio was alright. It was not alright, but that doesn't matter anymore. So my fate is going to be decided by a prescriber that I've known for a couple months, that I've talked to 10 minutes a month. And she prescribes my depression, my chronic complex P.T.S.D medicine. She is going to talk with her supervisors about whether or not I should go to a mental health facility. And this video is going to be heavy, so you better be prepared about this. Of course, everybody wants to watch puppies or babies, and I totally get that. So, just another warning just in case. In their defense, I have had attempted suicide about 6 times. I 3 weeks ago attempted my 6th suicide. I did consistently eat all of my meds, go to therapy once a week, try my very best to be happy, to just be neutral even. Of course, they're gonna force me to go. I'm not gonna have any say in it. Even though I've told her that I have had traumatic experiences with going to the mental facility because they mistreated me, they overdosed me, and they kind of belittled me. So not really fond memories. And sorry, I'm just thinking about all the stuff, and I don't want to cry because nobody likes to see someone cry on video. And sorry, and also the pauses as well, which is not great, which I'm aware of. It's just that it's very, very hard for me, not really about this. I mean, yes, but I had a dream a few nights ago, and I'm an atheist. But I had a dream about me dying, kind of close to death, and there was apparently a God in it, and it's really just a dream, because he was saying, oh, people are trying to revive you, but it's really not looking good. So I was sleeping at night, So he gave me about 3 tests. I passed the 2, which were morality tests. I failed the 3rd. It's just like, you passed the first 2, so I'll give you a 4th. And then I did pass it. It's just that he's like saying, oh, if you can decide whether you want to live or go to heaven. So my initial response was like, well, I think I want to live. Then I was like, no, I want to go to heaven. But he was like, no. You already decided. I'm sending you right back. And I was like, no. And so after that dream, I started thinking a lot because, I've been diagnosed with depression and PTSD and all of that. And like, I think about it now, based on some things, I feel like the dream is telling me that I don't actually want to die. I do want to live. So then I started, because my whole thing is that I want to be a civil academic person that intelligently debates about the pros and cons, compares and contrasts, try to analyze and try to give a good essay. I don't like essays. And then, so I was thinking, okay, let's think about this again. Let's think about this maybe for the 100th time, where I'm trying to prove myself wrong and I'm trying to prove everybody else right. Where life is important, isn't it? It's important. So now I'm trying to think of the usual ways, the reasons, where it's like family, friends, love. Those 3 basic things. Of course, like ignorant people say, oh, you got a roof over your head, you got money, you got privilege. Yeah, right now I don't have any of that. So I'm sorry if I come across annoying or obnoxious or arrogant or ignorant in any of this, but I started thinking, well, I don't have any family. I don't have any siblings. I don't have any family members in the States. I have my dad. My parents are divorced. I haven't seen him in a very long time. I've only seen him actually throughout my childhood, maybe a couple times, where he's probably in New York, and he told me, I don't care if you kill yourself. My mom even recently, of course she's gonna deny it, but I was like, hey, you should buy me a gun and then let me kill myself. And she's like, her usual way is just like, just nodding and saying yes, usually never thinking about anything that she says. I think about, maybe I should try to fix my family. Maybe I should try to do something, because maybe it's not, it's not all about me. I'm not trying to be selfish. I'm not trying to be these kinds of awful, immoral things that people always say not to do, because you got to distinguish what is right and what is wrong, what is moral, what is immoral. So I was like, you know what? I know she physically, emotionally, and mentally abused me for my entire childhood, and some during my young adult life. But you know what? Maybe I should just reach out to my uncle, which I haven't talked to, because I don't know, my mom says they're not real family members, because I guess mostly it's just the Asian thing, where it's just like, oh, you have a problem? Well, I'm just gonna walk away and ignore it, because we're all about saving face, putting a tough chin, and just never talking about our problems. So, I try my best to think about every single outlook, every single possibility. And even when I always tell the truth, because I think honesty is the best policy, so I have autism. And so my uncle is accusing me of basically like stories and accusations, which feels like to me he's saying I'm lying and exaggerating because that's what my childhood was like. And so then I was like, I'm trying my best. So then I think about friends. What do I got with friends? I have 0 friends. I've always had a hard time with making friends. I easily get emotionally attached mostly because of my PTSD with my mom. So I kind of fall in love easily with women, fall in love with women. And I did make a friend, but I fell in love with her. So now I guess like we're not really friends. And so then I think about love. I've never had a relationship. I'm a virgin at 26 right now. And I haven't even had a formal kiss. I don't think I've ever had anybody say I love you to me in my entire life. Maybe they've said it, but they certainly don't mean it. So then I'm just thinking, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to be like, I'm going to make my own family. I'm going to try my best to make friends. I'm going to, try my best. All the dating sites, try my best to subscribe. And then, just don't be anything bad. Just try your best in every single thing. I don't have a family right now. I don't have friends right now. I certainly don't have any love right now. And I know this video is going on for a while, especially since people are developing the 5-second attention span. But just bear with me. Just bear with me with a couple more minutes at least. I just think about, I was walking in Home Depot for a lot, just thinking and thinking and thinking about all these things, about how I'm wrong and how everybody is right, and like, maybe, life, let's go with the conclusion that life is amazing, superb even. I just don't understand how forcing me to go into a mental facility is gonna help. Because I've just had so many bad experiences with it. And like, I've thought about being a permanent resident. I was like, I don't think I want to, based on my trauma. And I've thought about maybe starting a podcast. There's hundreds of them, thousands, I mean. And I wanted to start a book. I'm not the best writer, nor can I hire an editor or anything. But then I'm like, you're going to do every single thing you can to be alive, to make as many reasons as you can to be alive. I haven't gone up with good reasons to be alive, but I am, right now, I'm in federal funded housing where I get to pay only $62 a month. I depend on ABD from DSHS, which stands for aged, blind, and deaf, yes, which is only $450 a month because I am currently applying for SSI disability because of the things I mentioned before. I've been waiting for 3 years. I literally just today got mailed my denial of my appeal. I have an SSI lawyer, but it feels extremely rough. I have to still keep in contact with my mom, even though I escaped her when I was 18 in high school. I've had to connect with her again because of some legal issues that came up. Now, sometimes I'll ask her for money. I need it when I'm trying my best. I try to pay for my own phone and Wi-Fi. I try to pay for flowers. I get flowers once a week, hopefully, because they say they help you. And when I say they, I mean like mental health, my mom, just articles that have fresh cut, beautiful flowers sitting in front of you every day. That doesn't work. And so, sorry, part of my PTSD is that I forget a lot of things, even when I'm talking. So just bear with me, okay? I know you won't like it, but I have chronic complex PTSD. So, I don't know. I feel really, really depressed. I'm not going to kill myself right now, and I'm not going to do it after this, or am I planning soon? Because my prescriber is going to contact me again within 2 weeks to make the final decision. She hasn't even talked with my therapist. I've only known my current therapist about 3 appointments. Could be 3 weeks. But she was sick on my second appointment, so I had to make another one. Or vacation. I don't know. It's funny because you know, when I'm getting water. Because I have strep throat from my suicide attempt. I used to take desvenlafaxine, 2 pills every day in the morning. Right now, I don't, and I can't, because my insurance used to pay for 2 pills. Then they cut it down to 1 pill. Then my doctor sent in prior authorization, but it's Saturday. So then I have to wait 24 hours. So probably Monday or Tuesday, depending on how the government works or how insurance companies work. So I don't have it right now. I only attempted my 6th suicide, I guess mostly because I felt really disappointed and abandoned by even my mental health professionals, who my prescriber sent my medications to the wrong pharmacy. One that is, I did say before, about 2 weeks ago, but yeah. And then she went on vacation for 2 weeks. I tried to call the office. They just said that. So I wasn't able to get the right medications. I wasn't able to take my desvenlafaxine or bupropion for about 2 weeks. Well, I guess not desvenlafaxine. And then, you know, my therapist didn't come on the second appointment. Nor was I informed until I got there, sat for 20 minutes or 10 minutes. That's why. I'm just really, really sad that I'm trying all my best to stay alive. To give me reasons to stay alive. To work on my issues, to talk about problems, to just be honest with people and live a good and moral life. But it's really, really difficult when you get disappointed in life all the time. Of course, you could say that I am depressed and that maybe I could be lying. Maybe you could be like my uncle saying that I'm lying, that I'm exaggerating. But I'm not. I know that's hard to believe because you don't know me. It's just hard when I have to do everything on my own, by myself, with no help from others. Sure, I have a prescriber. Sure, I have a therapist. Sure, I'm working my very best. I have a home. I have a car. I'm light-skinned, so therefore I'm privileged. I have a tiny bit of savings, a little, not a tiny, but a little. I have $400 right now in my account. I depend on EBT. I've just tried so many things, and I just don't understand. Like, what am I doing wrong about this? What am I doing wrong? Maybe I'm not looking hard enough. Maybe I'm not researching enough. Maybe I'm not looking throughout enough opportunities. There's not enough opportunities. It's hard to find them. It's hard to research. Even if I have a bachelor's degree, it's still hard to research, since you get disappointed by research when you're disappointed by the results, when you're disappointed by people continuously. I've had a lot of abuse from my mom, I guess my dad, police, doctors, nurses. I'm just talking in general. I'm not going to specify. And I've had a lot of negative encounters with almost every single kind of person, from different ages to different backgrounds, to different religions, to different races. And then people say, hey, everyone is not that bad. You know, systems are not that bad. The government is not that bad. Yes, the devil is not that bad. But, so I'm like, hey, you gotta stop thinking about all the negatives. Think about the positives. Think about how awesome your life is. You have a bed. I have sleep number bed, mostly because my insomnia and sleep apnea and my back issues. But you have a couch. You have a couch. You have a couch. You're not my therapist. Then it's a miracle you're staying right now. I have a car. It's a good car. 2022, because my mom completely wrecked my previous car. I have 3 cameras. I'm filming with my phone because my GoPro doesn't work. I got it for free. My camera doesn't work. My other camera doesn't work. No. I'm all about the positives. Don't think about the negatives. I have a mom who's still in connection with me. I have, she gives me money. Not very much. Mostly because, there's a $1,200 limit on my on money I have because of SSI and because of ABD. Mostly SSI. Used to be $2,000, or to, I guess right now it's $1,500. It just feels, sometimes it feels like $1,200 because you can't. I don't want them to think that I'm rich, Past $1,500, man, I'm filthy rich. No. Gotta think about positives. I have my artwork representing the time that I feel like I was put on a restraining order. I was charged with assault. Even though I only hit one person one time. It was my ex-roommates. And the trauma of fingerprinting okay, yeah. I mean, even the judge didn't think it was that bad. My therapist said my lawyer didn't do enough for me. My ex-roommate thought that I deserve 10 to 20 years just for hitting her once. I told the judge the truth, that I did say that I wanted to kill her and my 2 other ex-roommates and their boyfriend, because they were, this was a school night, they were like laughing and talking. It was late. Even the judge didn't think I should have a restraining order, but he said, well, as long as you said I'll kill you, then, you know, I have to do it. No. Okay. I have a Nintendo Switch that my mom helped me buy. It's great. I love it. Of course you have to buy games to play. But I have a solar panel backpack. That doesn't really work. Used to work. Used to charge. Now it doesn't charge my phone, but that's okay. I mean, it doesn't charge anything if it doesn't charge my phone. I have golf clubs. That's what I have. I have golf clubs. But I just remembered how awful I am at golf. How kind of traumatic it was to just be the worst on the team for 3 years. I was only there for 3 years. So I have a telescope. That fell down multiple times while it was in a storage room against my wishes, but I had to. And then I'm too busy to like do anything with it. I have an air filter. Yeah, I get clean, non-polluted air. I have an AC and heater, but the painters were really, really bad. So the first several months, I just breathed in paint particles. Okay. Sorry, I'm doing a really, really awful job with this. I don't know. I'm trying, like, I don't know. Is there anything great? Is there anything great at all? You know, I don't like mental health facilities. Because, first, I've had some nurses be condescending. I was like, you know, I really wish if I could talk to someone, or like, if I could talk to someone, you know, about this thing. And then 2 nurses, you know, just in front of me when I asked them, one nurse looked at another and was just like, oh, she wants a friend. I'm like, no, I just need someone to talk to. Of course, I would love friends, but, you know, I just need someone to talk to. Then my mom lied to the police and to the judge about me. My lawyer wasn't helpful because he just said to keep quiet. Because all mental health patients are just crazy and deranged. So you don't want them talking. Yeah. And then I was like overdosed with risperidone because I was so angry. You know, and my mom said I was like threatening to kill her. But that's our language. Because, you know, she like beat me through my childhood with hangers. Once with an iron pole. Once whipped my knuckle with a mini fan cord. With the iron part of the plug. You know, we say, she threatens me a lot. So then, yeah, I was overdosed with risperidone. I couldn't see right. It was kind of blurry. I was drooling, unwillingly. And then, yeah, I didn't have a personality. And then, I know one worker, he's like, I know he's probably from not like a fortunate country in its circumstances. So when I was like in there with a little cup of water, I didn't want to finish it, so I just threw the rest in the garbage can. And then he was just like, why would you waste the water? Why would you waste it? Just drain it. Why would you put it in the garbage can? And I'm like, I'm just really sad and depressed. So I don't really care. But also now that I think about it, I'm in a mental health facility. So can you just not blame me for something so small? That's why I really don't want to go. I know there are so many positive things about life, and I'm just trying to look for. Even my therapist has been like, no, yeah, mental health facilities don't work, because like a lot of the times when doctors and nurses work in them, they kind of work long enough to feel kind of numb to patients, where they just kind of believe every single patient is the same. So they don't really like take notice or actually think about, if somebody is lying, if somebody wrongly accuses someone, if somebody really needs that medication, and whether, like, how is it going to affect them, if they don't have this. So then, yeah, because doctors are kind of arrogant in mental health facilities. I mean, doctors, like, some doctors are already arrogant enough. The mental health facilities, they got them doctors real nice and arrogant. I don't really, it's hard because sometimes you can settle for the arrogance, but you really can't settle for ignorance when they're really in charge of people's lives. It's not really great being Asian. I mean, I guess I should be very appreciative that I'm not being treated like someone who's black, but COVID, anti-Asian hate. I don't know why it's called anti-Asian hate if it's like just Asian hate, because then it's just a double negative. Of course, just a small thing. I was yelled at by a little white boy who called me a bat eater. I didn't really listen to him at first because we were just driving by, and then he looked at me really angrily and yelled something. So then I was like, wait a second, I think I heard him. I think he said bat eater. I'm just like, because like, first you don't want to like listen to everyone what they say about you to you. So, but like, maybe I'm hallucinating, maybe something like that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, you could ask me a lot of questions. I will definitely give you all the answers in great detail. I'm recording this video because I'm gonna be sent away to basically a prison. Of course, it's not like a prison at all, except you're being forced into a confined building with a room with scrubs, basically, being forced food that you don't really like. You have some recess, but not really. You're stuck with the people there all the time. You're having patients and nurses and doctors assume things of you. I stutter a bit sometimes. A patient thought that I was an idiot because my first few words, I tried to say my name, but I stuttered. Then, they see me reading an autobiography of Albert Einstein, and then I talk with them a little bit, and then she was like, oh, we just thought you were stupid or something because you stuttered. And I'm like, firstly, that's not right. I'm not an idiot just because I stutter. And plus, I'm not smart because I read an autobiography of Albert Einstein. I didn't finish it because I lost it. And then, well, my mom lost it. Because, like, after this recording, I'm going to be sent away against my will. I don't really want to die. I just want to end the pain and suffering I've had. and that I know will probably continue. Because even now, I did apply for another apartment in Seattle that was also HUD 6 months ago. Like expected wait time is 1 year. They lost my application just now when my mom talked to them. I mean, she could be lying, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate for government. So then I have to send in another application. Wait another year. I'm trying. I like to wear clothes. I have nice clothes. I have clothes. I have a confined closet that limits the amount of clothes. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of positive things. I should have thought of them before and then said them before. I should have had a script or something. But I don't roll that way. I like to tell people what I'm thinking currently because that's the most authentic way. I hate using the word authentic because that's just dumb. Like everything is authentic or whatever. But because like I never want to lie to people. I never want to exaggerate, definitely. I don't want to be like my mom. So I don't know. Life sucks. And like I'm definitely not telling people to kill themselves or anything like that. I'm just telling my story, telling something because I know that I'm probably going to be forced to keep quiet. No one's going to listen to me after this. Once I'm in a mental health facility against my will and they basically lock me up forever. I mean, I don't think they have the funding to lock me up forever. But they're just going to say, "Oh, she's so depressed and so suicidal." I don't know. I feel like depression really works more as in someone that has, they can find the positives. But then they're wondering, how am I depressed? I have all these things, but I don't know why I'm depressed. And like maybe it's like chemical changes or chemicals in your brain that are imbalanced. It's someone that's unable to just feel any kind of joy. I feel joy. I feel happy at times when it's deservedly. I remember one time when I was with my mom, just recently, we went to Seattle in U District, and there was a really nice place. It's new, and it was just like a Hong Kong kind of cafe. I was so happy because it was skewers. There was like actual Hong Kong styled food. I was really, really happy because like it was like 2 weeks after my suicidal attempt and ER visit. And then, I had been staying in bed for like almost every day for a week, 2 weeks. And then when I finally come out, I'm just like, man, I feel so happy. I love this place. I love this place because it's so hard to find Asian food, good Asian food. Now there's just too much Asian food in U District. But what about like Hong Kong food? Anyway, to the point, my mom kept on telling me to not be hyper. Then I think about it and I'm like, I'm not hyper at all. I guess like she's seen me so depressed that when I'm genuinely happy, it seems like I'm hyper. I don't want to talk more because I don't think anybody wants to watch an hour video or more videos of me. So, I guess the point is like, if no one is going to help me, that's all right. I know that not everybody can do everything for anybody or everybody. I know that there are so many limitations because of systems, because of rules, because of laws, because of immoral upbringings. So I guess maybe the message of this video is that if you're not going to help me, can you at least try to help other people? Because, like, I want to be moral and everything. So I guess the only moral thing to do is to just, hopefully, maybe you'll think about it and just think about people that are like me and just not be so awful. Possibly not be so awful. Maybe you're not, like, I'm not saying you're 100% bad or 100% good. I'm just saying this world is pretty awful. This society sucks. The government sucks. You're surrounded by people that just don't care about you. So then why should you be an additional person to not help? You know, I haven't even had my first kiss. So at the very least, don't send me to a mental health facility. Send me to a brothel, you know? I'm not even saying send me to a brothel. Send me to a legal brothel. Of course, nobody respects sex workers, you know, so that makes me sad. Send me to Disneyland or Disney World. I've been to Disneyland in Hong Kong, but it's no Disneyland or World in America. Send me there. Why you gotta send me to a mental health facility? I'm trying to make a conclusion, but it's so hard when you're so depressed and there's so many things wrong. I guess I should stop. Because you deserve a break. You deserve rest. You deserve to feel happy. And you deserve to feel welcomed. And not be so depressed by me. You know, there's enough things wrong with this world. There's enough bad news in this world. So why do you have to listen to me? Why do you have to even watch this video? Well, thank you so much for listening to me and hearing me out and just not being bored if you're not bored. And just, you know, get a therapist, get a prescriber, try to get doctors. My doctor left me. Didn't leave me, she just quit on the facility because I live in Walla Walla. And there's a small town here. I didn't even want to come here. I was forced here because it's the only place that was available. Okay. My professors would be very angry with me by how I'm trying to communicate. So, bye. Yeah, bye. Great. Bye.